Shalom. This is a word of prophecy from Yahuah, and I'm just going to read a little bit, and I'm going to just show where we're living, what time it is, where we're at in Bible prophecy. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 15, and you will find that we can see this word coming to life today. I'm starting at the first verse. It says, "Behold, speak in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in your mouth, say Yahuah." So this is to Ezra, and this word is coming from Yahuah, and it's definitely his word, and it shall come to pass. This is not anyone else's word. This is not Ezra's word. This is Yahuah's word. He says, "And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true." Now, anyone that truly knows him, they understand that not one word that comes out of his mouth fail. Whatever comes out of his mouth, it shall come to pass. And what I'm about to show you, this is coming to pass today, right before our eyes. And we're getting a good look at this. And this was written thousands of years ago. He says, "Fear not the imaginations against you. Let not incredulity of them trouble you that speak against you." So he knows that in these days and in these times that we're living in, people speaking against us left and right, his true chosen people. He says, "For all their unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness." So again, don't worry about those that's speaking against us. Those that's unfaithful, they will die in their unfaithfulness. "Behold, said Yahuah, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword." Here we go. The sword, the famine, and these are things that I've went over before, and I know there's some new subscribers to my channel. You may go back and check out some of those other videos, but I detail what's going to happen, what's to come. And if you don't know this, it will catch you by surprise. You can keep the commandments, the laws, and the statutes. If you don't know what's coming, you will be caught up in it. It's just the sword, the famine, death, and destruction. This is what's coming. It's promised. This is his word. "For wickedness," listen to this, "for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth." Now you cannot tell me the day and age we live, knowing his law, statutes, and commandments, if you've been studying, if you've been in his word, and I'm not talking the watered down, sugar coated stuff that we got from Christianity. You see, we was never in the truth. But if you truly know his word, know righteousness and truth, you will also know that this world is exceedingly polluted, the whole entire the world. And it says and their hurtful works are fulfilled. So the Father is telling us right here, in these last days, this wickedness is going to be so much. It's going to be all over the earth. And we're seeing this all over the earth. All these different situations are happening all over the earth simultaneously. I mean, you can't keep up with what's going on. It's that much. And there's things that's going on that don't even make the news. So he's saying their works are fulfilled. Therefore, say Yahuah. Now you have to zero in on this, because this is him speaking here. And this is what he's saying. "I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness." When he says something like this, this means he held his tongue. He sat back and he watched. Just as the days of Noah, he sat back and he watched. And he watched the wickedness of mankind. He said in the book of Jubilees, it speaks every thought that man had was evil constantly, always. And the world was full of wickedness and violence. And this is where we live today. As the days of Noah were, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. It says he will not hold back his tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they have profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood cries unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. So Here we seen righteous people, and we see this all the time, getting killed. This is his people getting killed, getting shot in the back, innocent, and hadn't done anything. So the question is, if you're not watching what's going on, open your eyes and you see these innocent people getting killed all the time, every day, and he's gonna hold his tongue no more, and he's ready to act. Therefore say Yahuah, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. So you see here, he's going to receive this innocent blood that's being spilled upon the earth. He sees all of this, and he knows what's going on, and he's watching. And again, he's not satisfied, and he's ready to react. I'm gonna skip some of this. I want to get to what's coming. Sword, destruction draws nigh. He's telling us right here in verse 15 that the sword and the destruction, it draws nigh. It's every day. You live to see another day. You another day closer to this sword and destruction that's coming. It says, one people shall stand up and fight against another with swords in their hands. This is what Yahushua was talking about in Matthew 24:4. Nations shall rise against nation, and people against people. There shall be sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their king nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So the people is not going to pay authorities any attention. Man shall desire to go in the city and shall not be able to. When we get to this point, all that's wherever you are, you stuck. And I must say this because this is where his people, he said, my people led to the slaughter. It's like sheep being laid to the slaughter. Anyone that's caught anywhere in the world and not within his borders, they will not receive protection. There's a lot of people that's proclaiming that, you just keep his laws, statutes, and commandments, and he's going to protect you. Well, that's not what scripture is that? That's not what his word says. He's only going to protect those that's found within his borders and within his land. And I've showed all those scriptures. You should understand that by now. It says, because of their pride, their cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, men shall be afraid. This is what's coming. It's death, it's famine, it's lawlessness. People will be breaking into your houses. The women shall be ravished. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity on his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods. Why? Because of lack of bread and for great tribulation. Now, most people understand that tribulation is coming. Even the Christians understand the great tribulation is coming. But what they're missing is that the fact that they're not escaping out of it. They think there will be some kind of escape, and they will make it out of it. But that's not going to be the case at all. Okay, this part here, it comes to the wars that's going to take place. You're wondering what's going on in Syria with all of this fighting, all of this going on. He says, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, Lebanon, to turn themselves one against another and repay the things that have been done to them. So it's going to be payback time. He says, like as they done yet this day unto my chosen, so will I also in recompense in their bosom. Thus says Yahuah Elohim. So this is what happened to his chosen. We understand Psalms 83, all the nations conspired against the Israelites to cut them off from being a nation. They succeeded. They did that. It's done. people waiting for Psalms 83. Psalms 83 been accomplished. That's another prophecy that people wait on, and it's already came to pass. You wasn't here to see it happen. You missed it. He goes on to says, "My right hand shall not spare the sinners, and my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth." So again, he see all of this innocent blood being shed. And most of it is happening in Babylon. Nowhere else on the earth besides Babylon will you find more innocent blood being shed. And when Babylon was built, don't forget, never forget, it was built on innocent blood being shed. The natives, they were innocent, and their bloods were shed because of what? Because they came in and they stole the land. Actually, it's stolen land. And according to the law today, if you in possession of something that's stolen and you haven't even stolen it, guess what? You're in trouble too. And see, this is how the Father sees this thing. So anyone that's in that land, you're partaking of this sin. You're partaking of. They just celebrated Thanksgiving, another a holiday that they're celebrating the slaughter of the natives. And many people don't understand. They don't know the fact that that's a celebration of the slaughter of the natives, and they partake of it, and they always try to make light of it. They try to make good of it. They're saying we're giving thanks to the Almighty for what He's done, and they don't know the deepness of it. But again, they cannot. You cannot partake of this day, and then there's no consequences because you don't understand or you don't know. There will be consequences of partaking in on Babylon and what she does. That's why He tell His people to come out of her. Okay, verse 23. And again, this is getting to the war. "Fire has gone forth from His wrath and have consumed the foundation of the earth and the sinners like the straw that is kindled." Now listen to verse 24. "Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, said Yahuah." So here, we're faced with what goes against modern religious belief. Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments. They don't believe that we have to keep the commandments. And this is, of course, this is a false belief. But He's saying, whether you know it or not, He's saying, woe to them that sin. And sin is transgression of the law. It's lawlessness. It's iniquity. It's what it is. And keep not my commandments. We're not getting out. We're not escaping by not keeping His commandments. There's no way of getting around it. You like I said in the Sabbath, you either keep it or you die. He goes on to say, I will not spare them. So this is what I was just telling you. It sounds like, okay, well, they don't know and He gonna spare them. No, He's saying, I will not spare them. This is why we come out and bring the truth, so that people can understand. I talk to people all the time, and it's almost as if, okay, you in error. Now, if I give you His word, and it's not my word, but it's His word, and you say I'm in error, well, that's going to be between you and Him. He says, spare them not. Go your way, you children, from the power. And He's saying, defile not my sanctuary. He said, for Yahuah know of all them that sin against Him. Therefore, He will deliver them unto death and destruction. So this is what they will be delivered up for, death and destruction. And I'm going to continue this in the next video. I'm going to show what's going on in Syria and what's coming up for Babylon. Shalom.